let's see here. Let me get the charts up. Okay. There. Over to here. All right. Um, Data came out. CPI came out. If you didn't see it on the floor, everything was as expected, as the print expected. No surprises in that data. The boost of the data you can see here on ES here. So that relief is great short term here in terms of the yesterday's run, but it's not topping out or giving me any kind of great push here. So I am going to look to get into a more cash position than anything else, despite the underlying push here and what's happening with the VIX. The VIX is dropping. We're reaching these lower levels again. We've repositioned the VIX too, so we had to restructure everything because we had the contract roll. The trajectories are all correct, but the numbers are different as of today. So everything was kind of jacked up and pushed. But that trajectory is fine. It's giving us a push down feel here, but we are now above support at 18.25. And ES, while it's rolling, I think we will see some euphoric push. I don't think it's going to get us past the points where we need to consider the pullback that I've been talking about for a little while and its potential. So my plan for today is to take all positions and look for proper stops to kind of convert so that we can prepare for a pullback and look for reentry or potentially see if the market's going to change a little bit here. I'm a little uneasy about it. I don't know if you can tell by the call, but yeah, things don't look exactly as exciting as I wanted them to be on the data release. So I don't want anybody to get trapped in any nonsense here. SPY at 774 is okay, and again, I think we get a bigger push in the morning, but I don't think we're getting anything that's really going to make a whole difference unilaterally. So. All right, switch over to Bitcoin real quick. So yeah, again, not the big push on Bitcoin either. 63.8 was taken back though, which is good. So we're in a good spot here for this. But again, this is going to now be taken over by market. And the fact that it couldn't get past this week lends me to think that we have a little bit more consolidation run to go here. August is never polite to Bitcoin, and hoped we were going to break that cycle, but that cycle has not broken. Here we are on ES. You can see the news on the print. Initial reactions, pre-reaction was high, initial reaction was low, and then we get this kind of euphoric push here from retail as everybody kind of hedges and gets their places in order. So what the problem is for me, and why I think we should consider, or actually why I think I am going to get myself into a much bigger cash position and probably only going to hold, keep some leaps, keep the leaps in place, keep some really long-term stuff and some equities there, but trying to structure out of tech for a brief run here because I think we're going to have a better opportunity. Um, Big thing is this is coming to a head. In the next 2 weeks, we are going to see what's going to happen to oil, and we're going to be playing a kind of vicious game with Iran, I believe. It has to be in the next 2 weeks in order to make all these political things actually start to work as we get into the midterms. So I'm seeing a tremendous amount of pressure here on the political side. That pressure is going to add to pressure on the commodity side. The prints for data, just read them out to you real quickly on the analysis. So the thing that I saw was is that on food and energy was up 0.2%. It was zero the prior session on the month over month. So it's up, but that was the expectation. Because it was the expectation, not a big jolt. However, it is putting pressure on the upward trend. That same food and energy year over year is down 0.1. Which is in line with the consensus, but it's down 0.1, which is good, but it's not down as far as I think that the expectation was going to be for that. Then we have CPI for the overall month over month was zero point 0.1, which is again the consensus, but the prior session was negative zero point 0.4. So we had a big jump from the prior to there. How does that translate into the year over year? The year over we're down zero point 0.1, which was consensus, to 3.4, but it was it was one, it was zero point 0.1 down from last year, so that's good, but not as much of a push as I think everybody would want to see. I think the numbers are going to come in, and how this is going to push on the economic side. They're going to give a little tail here. The other thing is that the relabel and structure of Nvidia in terms of consumer, the companies not being able to afford product and therefore creating an avenue for this. I've lived through this through the tech cycles at least three times before. Biggest one was in the 2000s, like literally 2000, 99, 2000, when we had to create leasing companies in order to buy tech, to support companies that wanted to grow with tech. And it was a disaster. It was a financial disaster. Banks win, companies lose. The even the producing companies would end up losing because they'd end up with defaulted notes and other pieces. So I'm not a big fan of the strategy here. It's not a new one that NVIDIA is undertaking. What it tells me though is it tells me there's a crunch in the industry where you actually have corporate followings, companies that want to jump on AI. They have no clue what they're doing. They're just spending. So they're looking to spend. That spend is generating other things for those companies alongside of getting the AI. So they're using that as an opportunity to leverage their position into cash hoarding. And the result of which will be more sales for NVIDIA, which is great, but it will also be less results for those companies, which will then in turn create less demand for NVIDIA in the short term. Long term, there's no problems here. Short term, when everybody pieces all this math together, it's not going to look as pretty as we want it all to be. So that's one of the reasons why I am probably way ahead of this. It's very hard for me to take the information once I've kind of capitulated the theorem and put it together and find the exact point for pullback. But this looks good because we have everything kind of lined up. We're not peaking out on all-time highs. We're right below them. We're at that break point where everything makes sense to kind of have a pullback and to reassess. While the charts all look like they're ready to break out, I don't think they are. And even if they do, I think it's very, very short. So that's where we are on this. So this is what ES is telling me here as well. How does that look on the daily for SPY? So we're at 774, which pushes us here. You see, it's not much of a breakout here on this news either. It's still below the trajectory that the path we're on for the last couple of days in the loss here. So it's not bumping us up. It's prepping us for a back test of the middle here. That middle back test will tell me a lot about the length of this pullback. So we're going to see that. So I'm waiting for that as my first sign of what to do. I will have you guys prepared for this pullback in terms of where we're going to enter. I suspect we'll get some depth to it beyond this, though. Whether or not the bottom of this channel holds or not, I'm not sure yet. Nor is it necessary. Am I going to short it here either? No, I'm actually not going to short it. I'm not going to play that side of it. What I will look to do, if you want some sort of an action, you could sell covered calls if you're interested up here. This way you're profiting in either direction, or you can just pull out into cash and do that. Probably going to sell some cover calls just to get me into place here. So here we are with the Qs settling out right now, 725.66. So you know, just below the breakout line. But I told you yesterday that's where we're going to push to. I wanted to go higher, but since we didn't break beyond this, I think we're going to be stuck here with a wick above, of course, because we're going to push a little bit and we're going to bounce back down. So that's where I'm looking at right now. Look at the correlation on the structure here. We have our top, our dip down here, and this kind of looks right perfect with that. So unless we hold, so those of you holding high volume Q positions, contracts and shares, this 725.49. If we take and hold that, you can play above it. And I highly recommend not just selling just to sell with a plan. So the plan would be to hold as long as these numbers hold and continue to push up. You can do that and just set your stops tight. Holding over this coming weekend is probably a no-go. Holding over tonight, maybe okay, but I'm not going to take the risk. I'm just going to exit out there. Yeah, I'll go for over to WM in a minute, and that one's a little different. Nvidia, same thing here. Let me just grab it onto so 220 on the chart. So we're roughly where we were at the close yesterday. So this is going to be similar here. Just going to look to follow my exit off of probably off the 4-hour 9 here, which is right about there, and which gives us some room up here and overnight. I'll let the 4-hour 9 carry me on this one, and I think that'd be the prudent thing to do. Soxel. So again, we've got the nice run here. So those that are holding, this is great. What we need to look out for is actually on the daily chart, which I'm going to show you, but breaking out above this 146.99, 147, that would be great and obviously worth holding. What you're going to want to do though is you're going to shift down to a smaller time frame if you're going to look to exit today, probably down to the hourly or maybe even the 30-minute, and let it run. My guess is that you'll stop out at some point today if you continue to utilize one of those strategies. If you just want a hardened strategy, you can do this. You can take Soxel here at the 144.50 level, which we are above now, right? Yeah. So 144.50 here, and just set your stop there. Anything pulling beyond that is going to potentially get us back into these lower levels here. I will look for our reentry on this again too. I do not think we get a wild ride up here. I will know if that changes. I'll be all over it with you guys, and that would give me a back test on 160 after surpassing it. So definitely a different direction here than probably we were looking at yesterday. Did give you warning for that though too, in terms of making sure to cover ourselves here, and we're back into this play here. So it is what it is. MU, same thing here. This one I'm just going to take that 4-hour 9 here, which is roughly 877 whatever, in there, and do it. I'm going to shift down to a lower time frame. Probably the 30-minute would be the one that carries you the easiest in here. This one has the most potential to actually keep running. So if you are in this one here, you can continue to run this. This is the I think we have that's a 15-minute 9 I have structured here for this one. I might shift that into the 30 or the 1 hour, give us a little bit more space. CRDO had a nice run too, so everything seems to be getting it, but we're just not topping out to the levels that we were at before here. So my concern is that we're actually hitting these kind of 3/4 points and then bouncing back. So this is great day trade. Love trading this one on the day side. So looking at that CoreWeave with the big surprise push here and the overnight 107. So this is now something that we need to, and this is all because of what just happened, right? So bad news for others, good news for everything else, and we need to take a look at that. So anyway, CoreWeave here. If you are in CoreWeave, I'm just going to look to take profit up here. So your VWAP or anywhere up here would be a great place to start. I don't have belief in this strength here. We will see a dip back down. You'll get another opportunity to buy CoreWeave at lower than where we are right now, based on the rest of the market and my sentiment on that. But as far as today, if you were in it and holding, great. I don't know very many who were. This wasn't a call I was looking at here. AMD. Similar here. We've got the daily 9 giving us a little bit of resistance here. Obviously the pullbacks have changed everything around here. You can use your 24-hour, 4-hour 9 for this one as well, but it's pretty far away. I would look to probably just take profit here on the daily 9 and less taken. So bounce off of that in the negative would be pushing me there. You can see it's very, very light in terms of volume and pressure here. So there's not a whole lot going on. Same thing all day yesterday. So you can look at this very slowly. Nothing to get too ecstatic about or crazy. Tesla looks like it wants to break out. So this one a little bit against the grain here, as it usually is. If you're holding, I would definitely look at this here. I'm okay with holding this one overnight too, but just remember how erratic Tesla is. we're in a good spot for it to go, and the charts look really strong for Tesla. The full market pullback on this will affect it though, so just be cautious here. Again, our breakdowns are way higher. We're slowly climbing the falling knife here at a very slow rate. So a lot of risk in this long stuff. This is really about shares or TSLL, and less about contracts here. SpaceX just got its little bounce here, so it's going to hold that trend there and then ultimately lose it. We'll get back down to this cluster. Not a lot going on there. Apple continues to fall here on the overnight. Very muted, but no clear reaction of push up here or anything at all. This is really just kind of stagnating. And that's one of the concerns I have is this the way this is reacting, and Google's not popping either on this news here. So all of this at Amazon, very slightly. We're getting a lot of muted news. So basically, pull out of big tech, go into small. You see a lot of that's why one of the reasons IWM is doing well. Netflix lost the grain here too. I'll let that go. Google, yeah. So not much of a kickback here on the recovery from yesterday. So very flat. We will see something here. I don't think this is going to be all muted and slow. I think we're going to see a little bit of a reaction. But again, I think it's all going to falsify and give us a little bit more of a continuation of this downtrend before we have a reversal and start pushing back up higher. Meta at the top of the wedge here. Again, this is an exit for me here too. No reason to play the game here. Again, I think I'm just trying to push towards cash for now to get us into that spot where we can buy. At least structured. I don't care if the market goes up a little bit. I don't care if we get a little bit of a run up. I care about knowing what's going to be happening next. And that's where we are here at a point where structurally everything looks like it's about to break, even though everything is supported and going along the lines here. It looks like it's hit its high resistance point market wide, at least sector wide. And that's what's causing a lot of this to kind of shift around here. All right. Let me just see here. Let me just see. Where was I here on this one? All right, so let's see here. All right. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Oh, I told somebody I was going to do IWM. So let's look at Microsoft right here, since I know we've got a couple of Microsoft holders here. Same story here with Microsoft. Just look for the rejection, and then look for the potential bounce here down to the daily 9. So same story as we discussed yesterday. Switch over to IWM and the Russell. So this again, the difference between here and where we were on the others is that we've actually peaked out higher. So you can see this line here from where we broke before. We're actually peaking a little higher. So it's giving a little bit more strength here. These are also the companies that are going to be less reliant on all this change on the tech side too. So it's going to give us a little bit more of an opportunity to run through that. That all being said, we have a good amount of the support below it, right? Weekly 9, daily 9. We have our 4 9s all clustered in here, and the push is real. So I think that this is one that will actually give us a little bit of a salvation through here. But it may be short-lived because obviously the rest of the market will, the heavies will definitely put pressure down on it. But this does look like it's coiling up. So in this compression here that it's at right at this spot here, if we break out from this trend line, which we did here, here's really the line, right? Let's break out from the top. So we want to break out at 303.6. It's rejected so far. If we do break out from that, then it's a run. If it fails here, then you have a double top and we go down. That's just the simplest analysis you could possibly do is buy and hold above 303.06, rejection from there. is going to backtest the 24-hour 9. You can see the backtest here, how steep it was last time we got to this level. So that is something worth taking a look at. And we go back in history, you can see every single time we push this layer a little bit higher, a little bit higher. It's typically a slow mover here. So getting these fast moves is a little euphoric and fun, but it also comes with some consequences that are typical. So while this is stacked close together within days, it still gives me reason for pause in here for this, and I don't see, we haven't hit these levels, uh, and we need to be careful about that. Where's my? Oh no, it's here. Okay, so sorry. So yeah, so just caution here. Again, 303.06. That's the push we want to hold on top of. Rejection of that is a rejection back down to lower levels, probably closer to the daily 9 over a couple day period at 298. All right, I think that's it for those. I will. Hold on one second. Let me just see those. If I had any other notes on this too. Um, Yeah, so okay, I'm looking at the chart that I posted too. That's exactly the entry there for a target of 310, and that looks good. The coiling on there is fine. Yep, all that likes up. So I just want to make sure what I gave you guys here matches. So that looks good. All right, red eye. What do you think the best time to close 110 strike? Soxel put expiry Friday. Right, right. So that one you may want to, look, those were a hedge against a position um, that is looking like it's where it wasn't necessary at this point in terms of we're at that 146.70. Those are going to dissipate pretty quickly. So the longer you hold them, the worse they're going to be value wise. So honestly, I don't think you're going to want to hold them for very long here. I don't think you're going to necessarily recoup them. If you wanted to create a short position, let's find a rejection point and go from there. I can't give you the tippity toe top here. As always, I get a little bit range bound when we see this, and I don't want you to lose too much here on your hedge. But the hedge's goal was to protect you from a downside open today, which didn't happen. So use that in retrospect. Exit where you're at. Let me see what those are. Hold on. I'll go specifics with you here. So we got Soxel. And we were at those are Fridays, so 814, and those are 110s. Hello, hello. Let's see. Okay, so come on. I don't see it here. My broker isn't giving me the data right now. I think they were roughly around $1. They're roughly a quarter right now. So uh, no, I wouldn't hold looking for the rejection here. I mean, we can, but we could pop a little bit and then come back. And every minute counts with these Friday close ones. So I would just try to exit with that. I'm assuming your Soxel position may be the better way to benefit from that, from whatever you held on to look for your exit on those to recoup the loss on the hedge. But the hedge worked. It took care of the uncertainty. You saw this morning's flip, the way it could have gone. So I think that was prudent. Keep us out of trouble, and then let's let this cycle happen here, and we'll get into the next one, and then we'll get Soxel back up to the 210s where I want it to be. But unfortunately, it looks like we're going to topple out close to here. But use the strategy. Don't just if you've got the time to, use a strategy for your exit on that. All right. What else we got? Yeah, no worries.
Good morning, Banana. How you doing, dude?
Good man. What's up, MHM?
Um, so just wanted to kind of like try to sum it up real quick. You feel that this is kind of like a fake bull rally, bull
I
trap, bounce, news. What was the news? The CPI data? That was the news?
Yeah, CPI
And
came
that's why.
out and it was flat. There was no one side or the other. To me, it
And
looks
so, like,
Go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, go. Yeah, basically, so basically that would mean that okay, no interest rate cut, no interest rate hike, stay the course. So the market's got that kind of like certainty kind of thing.
Yeah, it's solidified the interest rate thought process, but what it's also done too is it didn't provide the type of bounce that you'd want to get out of here in the short term, meaning covering some of those laws. This if this had come in over, we would have gotten a nice bounce and pushed everything below us. We would have had a huge run. If it came in the other way, we would have probably had a reprice and we would have gone down and seen like SPY Daily 9. So the fact that we're sitting here somewhat neutered, we have a little bit of a push up, but we haven't even taken yesterday's high on ES. Like you can look at, let me go to 4 panel here. Yeah, you can see ES still hasn't even taken yesterday's high, the pre-market high. So that tells me that we may, but that tells me that the market isn't really solidified for this run. We may get a day here of some euphoric pricing, but I think we're going to bounce off. Look how high we got to go to take this, and the reaction today just wasn't there. So I don't want to base this on reaction. I want to base this on what history shows and the levels we have. And one of the biggest sectors here and one of the biggest carries that we're looking at is Soxel and these boundaries. And it's really struggling with these boundaries to get. I wanted to see that push get us halfway through this here. 152 to 160-ish here on that. We didn't get it. Same thing on the Qs. I want to see that push get us up into the where are we here? We're pulling over the line here over 725.64. I want to see that hold of and come back on a back test, and I didn't see it really kind of run in that direction. Now, if the Qs hold this, if the Qs hold 725, 726.63, this range here on that back test and go, then maybe things can turn around and we'll go. But out of abundance of caution, I think we're going to have a little bit. We're going to have that pullback, and we'll be able to have an opportunity, even if we get a day of running or not. And so I'd just rather plan an exit here, systematically. You've got the day to kind of look at this and utilize some supports to put yourselves in positions so that you can, exit some stuff, take profits, sit back for a second, let this kind of reboil, and then we'll look at our reentry.
So you're thinking in short term, next 2 weeks, we're gonna hit a pretty heavy pullback.
I don't think we're going to go lower than we went on the 29th of July.
Okay. And your thought process is still September would October would still be very volatile.
Yes. Yes, I do think that's going to be volatile. What I want to, here's the hope is that we get a clear direction signal in terms of pulling out. Either we're going to pull up here, get to some higher highs, and then create a great short opportunity, or we're going to sit here kind of neutral in like a 10-point range and be range bound, and then we can trade that from a range bound perspective. Or the other route is that we get into a little bit of a bear for a month or two and go that way. And that's very possible. So having those three equally intense options in front of us gives me the concept of being in cash here floats us better than trying to pick the tippy toe tops or short
Kind of pick a
ourselves into
direction.
oblivion. Yeah.
Okay. Heard. Wait for confirmation. Got it. Cool. Thanks, Banana. Appreciate it. What was the news on CoreWeave? Why did it pop so much?
I honestly haven't had a chance to go through it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what I think
crazy.
it is. I think it has a lot to do with NVIDIA and recycling,
Oh,
and
it's
all that
Kelly
stuff. So
Compute.
yeah, being able to do that. So CoreWeave is the one that benefits huge off of all that news and the funding of the other companies. So that it's kind of had the inverse effect of everybody being able to rent out those assets and reuse them. So taking a capital asset and turning it into a revenue producing one or over time changes your whole changes your whole balance sheet. So CoreWeave benefits dramatically from that. And
Got it.
it'll be short lived. It'll pull back from here. So if we want to look, and I'm keeping CoreWeave on my sheet, I think that have always said I think it's one that's going to be back on our radar. But let us get that pullback out of there too, and then we'll go. I don't think CoreWeave is going to explode from here for long.
We have three January 15th 120 call options strike price.
For
For CoreWeave actually,
uh huh.
because I had just gone in, I had gone in and out, and so you would say probably just let it go if it's in profit, because I've actually been negative, but it'll probably open up positive.
Yes, so
Just take the profit.
plan it. You've got the ability to plan
Yeah,
this one, right? So, ride something. Ride the 30-minute 9 or whatever and just be clear
30
about your
minutes.
exit,
Okay.
you know? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think that'll treat you well. Give you a little bit of run here if it continues to go. You can stay in. I wouldn't want to hold it overnight though, to be honest with you. So you're looking to exit today at some point.
Got it. Roger that. And then MU, it's been having like crazy range over the past week.
Mm-hmm.
50 points is nothing.
Yep.
Um, would you say that that's probably going to continue, just range bound trading, or do you think it might pop towards 1,000
It
and
could.
then decline?
It could. It could. But if it doesn't take 9:30 today, I'd exit.
9:30 today.
Yeah.
Okay, and then 9:30 today would be your leaning towards the bull, and then if it doesn't, you're leaning towards it.
No, if it gets to 9:30 and
Force.
takes it, then I'd still want to see it hold going overnight. It's still got a weekly 9 and it's got to push through. It's got work to do. So again, I think this morning gives everybody a push, but I think those pushes get flattened pretty quickly. So I want you guys to maximize what you can use for this. So definitely don't just sit there and start hitting exit, 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 exit. Do it properly. You know, use an SMA to structure your exit here so that you can maximize the run. But I do think that this run pulls back.
All right, thanks, Banana.
Yeah,
Appreciate
of
it.
course, no worries. All right, market is open, and we're gonna see how this all plans out. So, all right, let me get this out to the crew. You guys need anything? Let me know. I will be on the trading floor shortly, and helping you guys. Got a bunch of open tickets here to help you guys get your positions. Just give me a second. I'll get to each one of you. All right, guys. Thanks.